welcome to another episode of Altar Call. I am your host, Tane, here with this week's reality show, Ramble. This week, I am going to talk about Real Housewives of Potomac, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Married to Medicine, The Valley Persian Style, and Drag Race. As always, I am going to start with my Oscar movie watch. The Oscars are getting so close, and I am nowhere close to putting a dent. It has been so busy. I had to travel for work, so I don't have as much time as I do usually. And the movie I watched this week was If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You. Like I said, it was so busy. I am not done with it, but all I can say is I'm very highly annoyed. So far, with what I've watched, they are making a choice not to show the kid. I go into things blind. For those of you who don't know, books, movies, unless it's like everywhere for me to read up or see what it's about. I don't quite know what this movie is about, but so far it's Rose Byrne. Rose Byrne is in the movie, and she's a mom and she's having to take care of her child who's sick. I think her child is refusing to eat, and she's trying to get her weight up, make all the meetings, but also still work while her husband is away, being an asshole and asking her if she's doing all the things, and she has no help. But they're making a choice not to show the kid, and the kid seems really frantic, and it's just my anxiety is so high watching her because she's having to juggle so much and she's not sleeping. So I don't know where the movie is going, but I'm intrigued as to what it's about. But so far I do feel like I've seen enough to feel like she earned her nomination, so good on her for that. Also did not know that ASAP Rocky was here. That man was busy last year. Good for him. But yes, that's my movie for the week. If I had legs, I would kick you. So what else is going on? I'm not covering these, but for those of you who are interested or who are excited about Survivor 50 coming on, to let you know that Road to 50 is on right now on CBS, where they are highlighting certain episodes just to give you a catch up on the people on there. I do not know why Coach has 3 episodes, but it's airing every day. So you can set your DVR. Allegedly, we can watch it on Paramount Plus. So unless I'm the problem, I cannot find it anywhere on Paramount Plus, but I can watch it. I use YouTube TV and that's how I watch it, but it has ads, and as y'all know, I hate ads a lot, so I'm having to suffer through that. So if you're looking for just little episodes, CBS has a bunch of episodes for you to catch up, to watch, to kind of get you acquainted with some of the people who are going to be on Survivor 50, which is premiering next week on the 23rd. I hope I have that right. And also, Maps Australia, can't cover it because it's not airing here, so everyone can't watch. But Maps Australia has started, and as usual, the madness, the crazy is already, it's from the beginning. Listen, they cast somebody who said, like, people come here for different reasons for this show, like it's not real. In fact, when he says the experts, he says it with quotes, and yet they cast him because they want to prove him wrong. And then they'll come back and say, oh, we're not doing it for, the ratings or anything. It's because we believe in true love. Okay, they have that. But also, I joke here all the time. You've heard me when I tell Brian and I say, like, is it even a reality show if there's not at least one Nigerian on here? Well, I don't even know if I'm going to be kidding anymore, because there is a Nigerian on the Match Australia. He is, the lone black man on there, but he is there, and he got married to someone on the show. So far it's been good. I am 4 episodes in. They're way more because, they have multiple episodes a week. So that's been good. So that's an aside. So starting with Real Housewives of Potomac, we are talking about part 1 of the reunion. I think it was very tame first part, but also I don't know what I'm expecting. Was it tame, or am I comparing it to the chaos that was Salt Lake City? Maybe that's what it is. Giselle is a pro. Not as much as you can hate Giselle. Giselle is a pro at being a housewife. I say that all the time because when she comes in, and she's always the first. She's always on time. She never keeps them late. And Andy is like, "Oh, you're sitting beside Wendy." She didn't react to not having first chair. She was just like, "Oh, what am I doing? Am I going to be holding her hands?" When I know deep down she really wanted to say, "Oh, I got to go to jail to get first chair. That's what you have to do." I'm just kidding, and I'm just projecting, but it just felt like that. But sidebar, I've said this before. I have no facts and maybe it doesn't make any sense, but I kind of think that they're trying to devalue first chairs or the seating chart. But also, maybe I'm just trying to make sense of the recent first chairs that we've had recently, because why was Bronwyn first chair? Like, there's just been people who've been seated higher, and you're like, huh? Why is that? And I'm like, are they just trying to devalue it? I don't know. But nothing else makes sense. Anyways, starting with Wendy and Eddie, that was a choice. I just the order of things, having the Karen interview kind of be the finale. I just feel like they could have added the Wendy Eddie conversation to the end of the truck stop finale, like at a 6 months later or something. I don't know, but having it start the reunion, it was just, I don't know, threw me off track. But Wendy does come out last. I don't know if that was intentional, but as you've seen in the pictures, Wendy looks fantastic. She looks so good. Obviously you can see that she's clearly lost weight, but I'm assuming that it's just stress from everything that's going on. I know, like in the conversation, everyone was talking about her baby voice and what is she doing, but you guys, I know Wendy did wrong. I really do. I'm being a hypocrite here, but I kind of just want her to be okay. I want them to put this behind them. I want things to be resolved. I think about the kids. I do just want her to be free. I don't know, those little babies. I don't know what is or what isn't, but I do know, yes, you shouldn't scam anything, but I don't know why they had to have a press conference. They released her address. Like, it just seemed quite different, the way that they were treated with this situation. But I don't know. She did come to the reunion. I got to give her kudos for that. We've seen housewives not show up to the reunion for less. And that includes LVP, who I used to like back then, like that. And, she showed up and she answered the questions. And I don't know what was it at some point Giselle was like, "Are you okay? You seem like you're okay, like you're being stealth." Giselle, if you were in a situation, which I can totally hear her just say, I would never be in that situation, this is how she would be. She's also stealth. Like, I don't know. Everybody wants Wendy humbled. Everybody that I've seen that has been so passionate about this and the Ashleys is because they want her humbled because of how hot she came in her show. Understood. Fair, fair. I understand. But also, how do you handle this? You can't come in crying. You can't come in shattered. So she's coming in with her head held high. And when she asked her, she said, "I'm not okay." She's not okay. She did come in hot, but she can't take that back. And this is the situation that she's in. And if you feel like she's been humbled, she has been humbled. And that's just where she is in this situation. So I'm choosing to focus on the fact that she came out here and she's answering questions and participating. I completely get that they want her to be mute and not say anything because Wendy's still talking and Wendy's still dishing back like, "Oh, you should be humble." Well, she gotta work, because just in case things work out, she gotta secure her place and still earn money. Because in my mind, I'm like, who's gonna hire her again? Like, is she still gonna get certain gigs that she used to get? Don't know. So, anyways, I just hope everything. I don't remember when the next hearing is, but guess we should get some resolution soon. GNA is hilarious. I know with housewives, they love being OGs. Like, it's just such a thing for them. So when Andy mentions that there are two OGs, sitting here, and she's like, "When did you know? When did you feel this would be a thing?" And Giselle saying she knew they had something when Ashley came on. Really? That was so hilarious. Like, not anybody else, but when little 26-year-old Ashley walked on, that's when you knew you had something. Okay. Everyone's been listening to the comments and hearing how everyone suddenly wants Ashley to be demoted and be a friend of and all that stuff. And she's clearly just sticking up for her friend and for her to have an ally, because who is gonna come in and understand the whims of Giselle and be her partner in crime? I don't buy into that. I feel like you cannot like someone, but to call for them to be fired, I mean, well, unless it's like a Renner situation, because I was one of those, like, okay, that's too far. But don't make it fine as it is. If the situation is that people want Ashley gone for Candace, I don't get that. Monique, I can understand, even though she's a friend of, but I don't think we need to fire Ashley. Ashley's annoying, but she contributes to the ecosystem that is Real Housewives of Potomac. But you just got to keep ignoring her. But she's annoying. But so there is something about Ashley this season. Like Ashley has chosen to be, is the word defiant? Like she's just coming here like there's nothing you can tell me. I don't understand. Like when she was at BravoCon on the red carpet talking about who's the most iconic housewife and she named herself. Hey, you got to believe in yourself. Self belief is strong. And she's just like also choosing to be like Ray Charles to the haters, like, oh, I don't see anything, and saying, who have I been mean to? That is just laughable. Like, you're working extra hard to just stir the pot without contributing anything from your pot. Like, even the stories that were your storylines were your family members, they weren't necessarily yours. Again, which is fine. I say this all the time. Not everyone's going to have a story all the time, but you don't have to go out of your way to just stir up stuff. And just the way she was on Stacy and just, stop lying, stop lying. Like, Ashley, do not forget that you were with a man who was very, very questionable, and you were fine defending him, and that was okay because you're acting like going to jail is infectious and you were not worried about it when you were with your reckless husband. Okay. Right. And also, can someone tell me how you vilify an accomplishment? Like maybe my education is wonky, but I didn't think you could vilify an accomplishment. And I'm surprised Wendy hasn't called that out. I would look really stupid if that is an actual thing, but to my knowledge, it's not. But Ashley saying that the Wendy situation was funny is so dumb because in what way, in what world was it funny? Whether you knew, whether you don't, you have the option of shutting the fuck up. You don't have to say anything. Sing your songs out of tune, sing your songs like out of pitch, and the people who are willing to come hear you and stay in your lane. Like you don't have to laugh about something like that. If nothing else, just for Wendy's kids, they didn't ask for this, so um, Stacy, I said it before. Stacy's a liar. Stacy's a pageant babe. Stacy's a QVC babe, and it's entertaining for us, but I imagine it's very annoying for her coworkers. But such is life, such is life. What they're really mad about is like they really want us to be like, she's a liar, she's not authentic, but the audience is really responding to Stacy and they hate that so much. So much. But I don't understand what Tia has against Stacy. Like there are some people like that. Some people just annoy you. Like they breathe and they just annoy you. And I feel like Stacy just really annoys Tia. But what the heck does she mean by you married up? I need answers. Mm, quick, I need answers. But Tia started out so strong and I don't know, she kind of petered out for me. And I'm sorry, Stacey wasn't wrong. She came to gather information. She absolutely did, like all the little things that she was saying. And the way she took the information back, it wasn't completely true. So I hope they're gonna address that and roll the tape back. But yeah, can I say that I'm pleasantly surprised by Angel? Like, I think maybe the bar was on the floor for me for her, but she hasn't been as awful as I thought, even though that whole situation with Kay was weird. No, you go ahead. No, you go ahead. And I'm like, okay. Um, Low key, when Wendy said, if I call you to Angel, James L. Jones, I chuckled. That was funny, guys. But yes, it was a tamed first part. I don't know what the rest is there to come. I am looking forward to seeing Karen. I don't did Karen get first chair? Now that would be annoying, and that would make what I said for real, for real. Like, okay, you got to go to jail to get first chair, but we'll see what happens, and hopefully it picks up. Yes, Jassy hasn't come on yet, and Monique. So looks like she's also dropping some tea. So looking forward to seeing how that goes. Watching our loved ones age is one of life's toughest transitions, and a lot of people are part of the sandwich generation where you have to take care of young kids and aging parents. I've been through it, and I've also seen some of my friends overwhelmed trying to balance kids, career, and home while realizing they can't do it all alone. It's a lot to carry. If you don't know where to start, Care.com is here to help you breathe again. You can browse background checked in home caregivers or explore local senior living communities. At Care.com, you'll find specialized support for everything from meal prep to support for loved ones with dementia, backed by real reviews from families just like yours. And Care.com has safety in hiring tools so you can hire with confidence. Or you can even get a senior care advisor plan and talk to a master's level social worker to build a personalized care plan. I'm partnering with care.com because it really is an easier way to find help. For a limited time, go to care.com and use code AltocallMAFS for 20% off your initial care.com subscription or a senior care advisor plan. That's AltocallMAFS, all one word. With care.com, start your senior care journey with confidence. This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. It's February, and if you haven't already, that means pretty soon all around you, commercials, the grocery stores are going to be full of Valentine's candy, flowers, and of course that means lots of talk about dating and relationships. No matter what your relationship status, married, dating, single, or just focusing on you, you're right on time. Because much like adulting, we are all just trying to figure it out, and therapy can help you find your way and see more clearly where you want to be. With over 12 years of experience and industry-leading match fulfillment rate, BetterHelp therapists work according to a strict code of conduct and are fully licensed in the US. And it works because BetterHelp has an average rating of 4.9 out of 5 for a live session based on over 1.7 million client reviews. Sign up and get 10% off at betterhelp.com. That's betterhelp.com. Okay, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Everyone's been complaining about this. I don't know where I stand. I don't. I wouldn't say I'm indifferent. I'm just Rachel Zoe raises the average high for them. Like she's just fantastic on this show, and I'm okay with it. I feel like the whole Kyle Dorit thing. Kyle became LVP. And I think that Reza is not wrong. Reza was on Watch What Happens Live, and he said that um, Kyle is just mad at Dorit because she's not falling in line. And I think that is true. Dorit is sick of it. Dorit is like, I'm not kissing your ass anymore, and I'm just going to go full not unhinged, but unhinged. Like I'm just going to do whatever I want to, and I'm not going to take into consideration what you may or may not like. And we know that Kyle is just a stress ball. Like she's just worried about everything and gets into her head, and then she doesn't know how to act because she just gets so much in her head and spirals. So everything Kyle accused LVP of doing, I do think that Kyle is kind of guilty of. Maybe not to that level because Kyle doesn't really have the balls, but Kyle knows that she has the power, for lack of a better word, to do that. And you see someone like Erica doing her bidding, which is so funny because that scene where Erica and Rena were going kind of against, was it Kyle or Kathy? And everyone was like, oh, you want to be in Kathy's good graces. I kind of feel like that's what Erica is doing with Kyle to keep her job. So I really do think that that is the underlying thing between Dorit and Kyle, is just Dorit is not in line anymore to do Kyle's bidding, or Kyle feeling like she has Dorit in her pocket. The ladies just don't gel with Amanda, and it's a shame. That's why things like when Amanda says the moment, it's annoying. There's an age gap. Like it's not the same. Like Amanda is straight from a different generation. She's online. She manifests everything. You are not going to get that with these women who are, what is it? Was it Bose that said that she's new money basically? And I think I saw this online where someone was like, but no one was mad at Teddy for her life coaching business that was kind of similar to the same thing. When they don't like you, they don't like you. The thing with Amanda is like, listen, her job is kind of like how to a certain generation content creating is just weird. Like, how is that a job? Like now we see all these shows. What is your job? I'm a content creator. And to maybe the boomer generation, they're like, "Well, that is not real. That is just fun and something that you do. And it's just different times, and times have changed. So perhaps if Amanda was with maybe the new Roni girls in my work, Roni 2.0, hence that's why we have a manifestation party. That might have gone better. Imagine like Bryn just at a manifestation party. It makes more sense. But you're here telling Kathy Hilton, telling Bose or Erica, hey, manifest. It's not just gonna land, okay? What is there to manifest? Sutton gets a gajillion dollars a month. What else is there to manifest? So, by the way, I noticed that Erica was the only one who came empty handed to the party. Tisk tisk. No manners. I know the women can't, they don't really like Amanda, but Bose can't stand Amanda. But Bose has mastered how to like just put on a smile and keep it going. Where anywhere she can, she makes little comments here and there. And she's just like, deep down, she's like, are you for real? Like, are you a real person? Like, please. So, anyway, Sutton is saying a big thank you to Amanda because I'm sure she was worried about how she was going to fit in with this group. We all thought this, like without Garcelle, what is she going to do? How is she going to fit in? But now all the focus is on Amanda, and Sutton is all like, yay! And Sutton is just, I think, doing the most because I don't think what Amanda said was so terrible. She just said, oh, I hope this does not affect the relationship with the kids with PK, what Dorit was saying about PK. And I don't think it was so terrible, but Sutton just saying, like, oh, you should never talk about someone's marriage. Like, you can't do that, Sutton. You're the one who questioned Kyle and what was going on with Mauricio, and you were the investigator when it came to Erica. And you said many things, and now you're on your high horse, just really, ramming the point home. So maybe if she was going to make a point, fine. But Sutton was really like just driving it home. And I'm like, oh, don't be a wimp. Don't do that. And I'm like, okay. I always wonder how these logistics are because if Kyle and Dorit were the only ones going to the Hamptons with Rachel, don't they know ahead of time because they have to plan their schedules? Like, how did Erica or the rest of them not know that they were going? Or did they know and they're just playing along? Because when they got to Amanda's dinner, lunch, or party, they were like, oh, where is everyone else? So I don't know. The Dorit and Mo conversation, it was so pointless and so unnecessary. Could Dorit be exaggerating? Yes, but I absolutely believe Dorit. I'm not. PK is doing that thing men do, like, oh, I want to be a good dad. You're going to post all the pictures online, but you're not actually being a present dad and you're fighting her. And Mo is just like, oh, yeah, that's not what he told me. No, you're trying to do this and do that. And I'm like, why are you even in these people's businesses? I think that's the weird thing. I know Dorit thinks that she's trying to help facilitate conversation with PK, but no, that's not the way to do it. Also, I think Kyle is supporting PK because she's still up Mauricio's ass and she's not being helpful or being empathetic because Kyle thinks like it could never be me. That's not what it's going to be. And they have their reasons for not filing a divorce, but well, she better hope and pray that Mauricio does not get nasty with it. But it doesn't matter. Like, you don't have to be in a position to be empathetic. So I'm glad that Dorit has Rachel, who is on this show because she is a lady scorned and she has chosen the show to let it all out while being fabulous. I mean, the woman had Donna Karen just stop by casually, like, hi, hello. Even Kyle was gobsmacked. She was like gagged. But anyways, I heard that Dorit and Rachel are cool now, like off the show after filming. And it has to be something that the newbies, remember last year that Bose was really close to Dorit? Are they still close? I don't know. And I can see her not being cool with Kyle because I'm not saying this with pride and I'm not trying to be mean, but maybe she's like me. But I've just said it where like Kyle has no identity besides being a wife and a mother. And now she's separated and an empty nester. She doesn't know what to do with herself. I would think it's an opportunity for her to figure out who she is or find out the things that, she likes and doesn't like and who her identity is without being that. And instead, she's just choosing to wait for Mauricio, someone who keeps telling you that they're not interested. Like, you can't say all these things. Trust was broken. This didn't happen. He stopped seeing me. And then you say things like, oh, I'm so sad. All the memories here. And Mauricio's like, why are you sad? What else do you want to build with this? And this man is living his single life. So I don't know. Maybe Rachel finds that annoying because right now she's just in the middle of it and she's just really annoyed. And this hot girl summer thing, oh God, take a shot every time you hear it. That's happening. She just wants her to embrace being single. But Kyle is never going to do that because Kyle feels like she's different. She does not want to be in the position that these women are in, where it's like, oh, I've been done dirty by my ex and all of that stuff. So good luck to her. A little part of me is curious to see how this plays out. Do they just get back together, which is a possibility? When they were talking about the rumors that they were getting back together, I was like, oh, I'm sure Kyle is so happy. But if they get back together, I still don't think they're going to last. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what's more important. I think I want to end with Bose and her fiance now. I don't know. The whole thing with her fertility is a little uncomfortable. She has a right to, you know, pursue having a kid, with him. But for me, it's the fact that she's risking her life. She mentioned that she had two very, very dangerous experiences with giving birth. And that's the part that kind of scares me. And his reaction when he asked the doctor when she was crying, and he was like, oh, so can we proceed with another round? And I'm like, it didn't work. And she's putting her body through so much. So at the very least, I do hope that they consider a surrogate. Hopefully they get, healthy, viable embryos, and they consider a surrogate to carry, because, she went through a lot for the two times that she went through it. So that's the only thing. So I think that's about it for Beverly Hills. I don't think it's so terrible. We got the mid-season trailer, so we'll see what happens. Oh, I forget. There was one time Dorit made fun of Erica or imitated her, and that was funny. I never tire of the Dorit Erica imitations on that. Okay. Married to Medicine. Guys, how can we solve the affliction that is heavenly? Like, how? I thought she was a friend of, but now she's on my screen every single week, and she's front, middle, and center. She wasn't going on the trip. I was so happy, but here she was showing up. Why can't she control herself? She's running for office now, and she still can control herself. Like, I don't get it. She's had many years on TV. She's had many years to watch herself, and she still can't control herself. She has done many vile things, but what she did to Simone, mm-mm. She absolutely knew what she was doing, like repeatedly just saying that she was unhinged, she was aggressive, and Simone laid it out bare and said it like, this could affect my business. I am a doctor, and I mean, Simone does bad all by herself, but what Heavenly didn't need to do was just exacerbate it and just keep repeating it over and over again. And the thing is that her recollection is wrong. And then besides that, she threw back a moment of vulnerability. Heavenly and Simone had a moment of vulnerability where Simone mentioned, what she's going through with her sons and going through with her marriage and how it's very tough for her. And at the one moment of conflict, Heavenly just threw that right back. And honestly, Simone is right. That is not your friend. Like, it's okay, patch things up. You're my coworker. We have to keep working together. But deep down, that is not her friend, because she's just done so many things. And the more you chip at an armor, it's going to chink at some point. They patch things up, but things always bubble over. I mean, we're still going through it with Simone and Quad. They patch things over. It's gonna bubble over. We don't know, but and that is why with things like with Heavenly, I'm just like, Mimi, hitching your wagon to Heavenly, that's a choice. Like, why? Who would do that? You know? Also, someone must have told Angel that she needs to wake it up, because baby girl has started speaking. I do think she was over the top with her conversation with Toya. I can't remember if it was on the Ramble where I said that I honestly didn't think about it from Toya's point of view, where it's like, yes, if I'm going to hook you up with someone that is close to me, I have to look out for his interests too, where it's like, you had somebody and I'm going to give him somebody that's not available. So I didn't think about that part. Yes, Toya could have still not asked. Like, Toya does a lot of things, but I like Toya. Again, I tell you guys I'm a hypocrite all the time, but I like Toya, but she is a problem. But she apologized for the Met Gala, but damn, that woman knows how to provoke. Like, twice, she derailed a conversation that was headed towards a resolution when they were at the all girls trip and they were in the pool with Heavenly and Simone, and she was trying to stop Heavenly because Heavenly was once again unhinged. You're an aggressive. And she was trying to stop her, and everyone was like, just let her talk, just let it be. And she wouldn't let that happen. And the second time with the Met Gala conversation, when Heavenly was trying to say something and she just wouldn't let her talk. But Toya is Toya. King is an ass. King and Quad have broken up. Good for her. With his comments like, oh, women aren't logical. And just the way he was talking to Quad, like, oh, your hormones are out of whack. And he's just not being very supportive. Like it's frustrating, yes, but you just do what you got to do for your partner. That's what you have to do. Like I really felt for Quad, when she shared with the ladies, like infertility can be lonely, and she's dealing with all of the emotions and blaming herself for not freezing her eggs when she could. She's free of King now, and I hope she goes ahead, gets her the kid she wants, and she doesn't have to wait for anybody. Just go ahead and get it without the stress of someone just making you feel bad. Yeah. I was surprised that there was no grievances with Angel and Dr. Jackie having competing scrub businesses, but I don't know, maybe it's not a big deal. But before I go, speaking of scrubs, I hate how Dr. Damon wears scrubs to every event that he attends. For one, isn't that like unhygienic? Like that's a word, right? Oh my god, Dr. Wendy, is that a word? Um, you come from the hospital and then all of the things that you had on there, you're spreading it around. Like take a shower at the clinic shower or hospital shower, or put a shirt in your trunk. Like, ew. Stop showing up in scrubs. It's gross. Ugh. Okay, that's it for that. The Valley Persian style. I'm still enjoying the show. I think I mentioned when it first premiered that I think that Reza is just plain nice because, his true colors did come out when he told Sky, like, you need to remember that you're just a waitress. And him just spilling Tanine's conversation. Stir in the pot. You knew what was going to happen when you did that. Which, by the way, Reza, spoiler alert, was the winner of Worst Cooks in America. Okay. CT was third. I think Tanine telling Reza about the conversation, I do think that was not cool. Like, even what she did for her dogs, because listening, the thing about life, right, is perspective. Everyone thinks they have good intent and everyone has different perspective. And she did share, like, listen, my dogs are like my children. Anyone who knows me knows that. So I put some on myself and then I put the rest on my dogs. Like, I can see how that can be seen, as disrespectful. But Tanin and Sky are supposed to be like besties. They're basically like their spouse replacers. They go on journeys together, they do things together. Why would you not just tell her, like, girl, like, what are you doing? Like, that's my product, it's expensive. Something, like, even if it's banter, like, don't put that on your dogs. I'm like, oh, I felt some type of way when you put it on your dogs. Like, for the level where they told us that they're best friends, why didn't you just tell her? Why would you tell Reza? And Reza exactly knew what he was doing, and when he brought it up, and now it's a fight. But Bamshad, he needs to do better. Or maybe not. They hate each other. This is the thing. They hate each other, and it's probably cheaper to be together. So they are together. So he absolutely said nothing and tried to defend her afterwards, but it's too late. Like, medicine after death. There's nothing that can be done. So I do think that Sky had a reason to leave. I think it was Palm Springs, and a reason to be mad at him. And it seems like it is like a bunch of other things too, because when she snarled at him when they were having a conversation, like, don't you ever talk to me like that ever. I'm like, damn, that is hatred. Like, again, they should not be together, but they are going to be together. So um, Sky does seem like she's going through something, because Gigi's right. You really hate it. You hate where you live and all that, but you're literally filming a show called The Valley. So, pick your poison. Gigi is just as chaotic as ever. Like, bringing Dennis over, the whole thing where they got married on a whim, got annulled not long after, and then he proposed to her friend or slept with her friend. Guys, allegedly the friend is, if you watch Shaws of Sunset, is Mike's ex girlfriend, fiance. I can't remember if they got engaged, but I'm like, what? That is so messy. But yeah, bringing Dennis over and then being mad that everyone was being nice to him, because by the next day MJ was like, how do you want your eggs? What do you want? But they're being nice because they're of you. You sprung it on them. You didn't tell them. They adjusted, and now you're mad. And then you kick him out. And then I didn't even know Adam and Reza's husband and Gigi were besties, but he said he would ride for her. And you're doing all that because you need his money, and then now you're going back because you need money to buy a house, and it's just, Gigi, please, like, sort things out. You're getting older. And also, what is so serious that she can't get along with her sister? They've always had strife from Shaw's, and I don't know if it escalated or if it got worse, but how bad did it get that they don't talk to each other and she's mad at MJ, who's just trying to feed her family, her kid, and herself by working? How can you question her loyalty? You want her not to earn money because of your whatever argument you have? Anyways, life is too short. I hope she figures it out and she can get along with her sister. But I wonder if something else happened or if it's the same old issues that they've had from before. Amir and Natasha are cute. They're like the Danny and what is the other, Naya from the original Valley. But this whole conversation, they have three children, and she's trying to get him to have a vasectomy, and he's like, "Oh, but what if something happens?" No, I don't. Listen, if a woman has birthed children for you, this woman had three C sections. You should have a vasectomy, no questions asked. Okay, I don't understand that. Finally, I think it was nice that Tommy responded to Reza because Reza is trying to make nice, for MJ's sake. But MJ's a shell of herself, man. Like, just watching this show, she's just a shell of herself. And Tommy just doesn't know when to stop. Tommy is not treating her like a partner. Tommy thinks like doing the bare minimum makes him a good husband. Like, I'm not cheating, I'm driving you to places, and that should be enough. But the way he talks to her like a bro, the way the romance is not there, it's just like belching in her face. It's just, what are you doing? Like, try harder. So I don't know. They're separated, but maybe it's for the best. But yeah, still enjoying the show, and I recommend the show. I wonder if they're gonna have a reunion. That'll be interesting to see if they do, because the first season of The Valley did not have a reunion, so now they do. So we'll see. And finally, not much to say on this, guys. I might even whisper this, but for Drag Race, I hate to say it, but I think we have hit Drag Race fatigue. Drag Race doesn't take a break. We get back to back All Stars, and then there's UK versus the world, and then there's the regular, and then the season is back. And I do think like maybe it's the fatigue, or maybe it's just me. If you think otherwise, please let me know. It's just not doing it for me like it used to. And I think the talent seems mid. Except Jane Don't, though. Jane Don't, honestly, if she doesn't win, I don't know who else is gonna win. But the talent just seems mid. I don't see anything that's like blowing my mind. It's just okay. We got the lip syncs. I thought like it was me. I was just like, it's alright. Nothing's really blowing me, but we finally got a good lip sync last week with Juicy Love Dion and Mia Starr. And I was like, oh yay. But again, the last lip sync was like, okay, we'll see. Like, it's so, there's no like good matchups where you're like, oh my God, I can't tell who won. Like, it's always obvious who won, and the person who won isn't really like doing so much. They're just because they win because the other person just sucks, if that makes any sense. So, I don't know, maybe it's a fatigue. I'm still watching, but it's not hitting like it used to before. But from the premiere, I remember when we had all the families and all the people from Florida, I asked, I'm like, is this not an unfair advantage to have all these people or to have a mini Miami reunion on the show? And it seems like it was an unfair advantage because they had to do the Rate a Queen challenge. And in that case, we saw the judges say that Athena didn't do it for them. And Athena ended up being the winner because there was enough people behind her to vote for her. And, you know, something to think about in the future. If we're gonna do the Rate a Queen challenge, should we have all people who know each other be all there? Well, maybe that's what they want. What do I know? I'm not a producer. So, okay, that's it for me. For the rest of the week, guys, I am covering Love is Blind, so you can look out for that. Also covering Traders, you can look out for that. And I will be covering the ANTM documentary, so also look out for that. If you want bonus episodes, if you want to listen ad-free, check out the Patreon, patreon.com/AutoCallMAFS. Have the coverage of part 1 of Bridgerton up there right now. Please give me a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, and stay subscribed so you don't miss out on any new episodes. Until next time, guys. Bye.